Hi everyone. I am here with Ian Gengos. Ian is the broker in charge of the office here in San Jose del Cabo for BHHS. Can you please tell us for how long have you been here in Mexico?
Yeah, I've been here now for almost 20 years. All of my time in Los Cabos, which is the area that refers to both San Jose del Cabo and Cabo San Lucas. Our office is in San Jose in the Art District, but we service the entire peninsula with clients that want to buy and sell properties, commercial properties, residential properties. We have an office in Loreto, which is
Okay.
up on the Sea of Cortez, about 6 hour drive from our principal office. And then we have another one in La Paz, which is only a 2 hour drive from our principal office here in Cabo. And La Paz is the state capital. So we've seen some interesting growth over the last few years, and that's why we opened in these other areas, because what we're finding is the clients that we've been working with for years have really started branching out. They've had one purchase, maybe multiple purchases and sales in our area, and are looking for other opportunities as those markets differ a little bit from the traditional market here in Cabo.
Nice to hear, and I am congratulations
Thank
for the
you.
way that you have been growing your business.
Thank you.
One of the things that I would love to ask you is, why do you think that is a good option to invest here in Mexico?
Yeah, it's there's a few different answers to that question depending on, I suppose, who's asking and
Yes.
why they're interested in international investment. Clearly, Cabo has been a popular vacation destination for a lot of Americans for many, many years. But through COVID and as we've evolved as a vacation primary community to more of a second primary residence community for a lot of people, we've really hit the world stage as a global destination for retirement, vacation, investment, all of the above. So we've seen things shift a little bit, and we've even now started to see some more commercial investment, and this community is transitioning to um, more of a commercial center, a commercial hub for Latin America, which brings with it an entirely different landscape of opportunity for potential buyers.
Nice. It's interesting. Yeah, before you used to hear only about investing for retirement home or something like that.
Very, very interesting time. And, whether it's somebody that's looking for a place to get away and more of a traditional residential property, then clearly the culture, the weather, the location on the Sea of Cortez, the lifestyle that comes with that, that's a big draw. And the peso is now strengthening internationally as a currency as well. So American buyers that are looking to get something while their dollar is still strong,
Yes.
this is a very, very good time for them to look at investing in Mexico. When you look at then from a more of an industrial perspective, Mexico this last year in 2023 surpassed China as the number one export partner with the US. So what that means for the economy, what that means for the opportunity along the border, along the coastline, for businesses, for people that want to make sure that the amenities are where they want to spend their
Yes.
time to support their lifestyle, all of that is falling into place nicely. So yeah, lots of stuff going on.
That is pretty interesting, and I
Yeah.
can see that you are an expert, and it's a pleasure.
Well, I mean, expert is generous. Thank you. I like to think that I have answers to questions that our clients are asking before they think to ask them.
Yeah.
Right? Anybody can say, yes, it's a beautiful house. Look at the view. Look how comfortable this is. What a great amenity set. But you know, we can help people figure out how to do it. But the challenge is giving them some of the supporting rationale or the reasons to do it, the why,
Yes.
right? You look at the strength of this economy, it's 12th, 13th in the world. The labor force is young, where you see a lot of other countries aging out. The manufacturing, the oil and gas, renewable resources, the supply chain, the food supply chain,
Yes.
all of those things really position Mexico as and this is important for people that want to spend more than just a few weeks a year here. This is important to understand as a rationale or reason to put an significant investment into a foreign country.
Yes.
What is there beyond the views, the culture, the lifestyle, the weather, which is all great, that is going to make somebody feel comfortable investing a fairly significant portion of their wealth on foreign soil?
Yes, I agree. I agree. I am originally from Mexico City, and when I go to Mexico City, it's interesting how much it has changed. You know, the amount of foreigners that are coming to Mexico and to invest, it has changed in an interesting way in the last years.
Yeah, and look, we're more of a global community now across the board than ever before, and it's not unusual for us to get interest from Spain and Portugal, and it's reciprocated. We have a lot of our Mexican clientele that we help sell property for is buying in Madrid or in Barcelona,
Yes.
or in the southern coast. And what's great about our network with Berkshire is we have offices in these places.
Yep.
And when we can work together internationally to support collectively our clients' interests, it's also comforting for them to know that working with me is an extension of you, or
Yes.
working with our colleagues in Spain is an extension of me. And at the end of the day, that single motivating factor for all of us is to make sure that our clients' best interests are served and that we take care of them.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that that is an important point, because when we think about a global brand, that is the benefit, that you are taken care of as a family and we share the same values.
Yeah, it's comforting to know that you can trust the people that are in some cases very far away.
Yes.
And know that they have your interests first and foremost as their focus.
Yeah, no, I agree completely. And other thing that I would love to hear from you is, which is when people want to own something in Mexico,
Mhm.
if you are from USA and you want to own something here, which is the process and how do you
How do you get there?
Yes.
We figured out the why. Now it's the how. It's actually pretty straightforward. What most people don't realize is that as a foreigner, as an American, you can own real estate fee simple in Mexico. It's not a land lease or anything like that people have been led to believe or misunderstand to be the case. That said, there is a specific strip called the restricted zone in the country of Mexico where if a foreigner wants to purchase within that zone, and that zone is 50 miles from the border or 30 miles from the coastline, then there's an extra step. And the reason that that's in place is because the Mexican Constitution prohibits foreign investment in strategic areas so that they can protect their sovereignty.
Okay.
So that there's never a situation like Guantanamo Bay in Cuba where some foreign interest sets up a military base or anything
Yes.
like that. So in the 70s, what the government did is they established this mechanism called a fideicomiso, which is essentially a living trust.
Okay.
And when a buyer likes an area, of course, within the coastline parameters, with view or close to the border, they establish a trust through a trustee bank. So we establish that trust, and then the executor of that trust can buy, can sell, can build, can tear down. Most importantly, can will that in perpetuity indefinitely. It's a 50-year trust.
50-year.
50-year trust,
Okay.
and it's renewable every 50 years. Costs about $1,500 to set up, about $500 a year to maintain it.
Okay.
That's it. Takes a little longer in the closing process because of the dissolution of one trust and the establishing of a second one if we're buying the home from an existing owner that's a foreigner. A little less time if we're buying it from a Mexican developer or a Mexican family or business. But yeah, that's essentially the process in a nutshell. It's pretty straightforward, a few extra steps, but that's why it's so important when you're looking at investing in a foreign market to work with a professional in the area that can guide you through the steps.
Yeah, and I know that you say that it's too much to say that you are an expert, but I think that talking to you and before this interview, we talked for a little bit longer, and I feel pretty confident.
Yeah, don't just because I'm wearing a T-shirt that tells me what day it is. That's a whole other issue than knowing my business. I know my business.
Yeah.
I just don't know what day of the week it is sometimes.
Well, end of the year or beginning of the
Beginning
year.
of the year, end of the year, it's all a cloud until we get back on track. So here we are.
But thank you. I need to say thank you, Ian, and
Thank
you, everyone that is listening. And of course, if you have any questions about how to own something in Mexico, I will leave the information of Ian at the end of the video, and you can contact him directly. And if you have any question also, I will love to help you. And have a wonderful day and even a better rest of the year. Anything that you want
Exacto.
to add?
No, feliz año nuevo. Somos un equipo. Entonces, ya. Contactarme.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.